What up, YouTube? Had to come check out the ponds today because got some pretty good blooms. And this thing looks like it's gonna send off quite a few flowers this year. It's got like 10 of those stalks coming up at least, maybe like 15 if you count the little tiny ones. This guy, he never bloomed. His bloom died. I'm not sure if I should have gave him some more fertilizer, I'm guessing, or maybe the water level got a little too high. I'm actually planning on repotting that one, and what I'm going to do is, since he's got like way more roots on him now, I'm just going to like pull the whole bottom of it up and put more rocks around it to where now it'll be sitting like the crown will be sitting almost at the top of the water. I think that's what it wants to make it like happier. Arrowhead plant doing real good, shooting up new spikes and leaves and everything all the time. Of course the I don't know what's making noise, if it's a rooster or what the fuck. Bulrush though, doing pretty good, of course. It's always grows back pretty much. It's pretty hardy. And then the irises are doing pretty good too. I think I'm about to buy some new irises and throw them in. I could have thrown them in a little bit earlier, but I just have had a lot of stuff in the actual garden going on. This one pretty much just got taken over by duckweed, but it does still have the one iris and the rush. So the white clouds are looking pretty good. And sorry about that. Another thing is all of my Vallisneria. They've survived the overwintering process and everything with the tarps on there. These ones don't look like amazing, but they have started to grow back now that it's been getting more sunny. Like this one was like almost all the way died back, and they started to grow some more leaves. Same with this one. I need to get some fertilizer in here though. That would help tremendously probably. But I've been working on the food garden a lot more than that. Got this limb I need to mess up. Cut it up and move it back to my compost piles, I think. A little sunny. There we go. So just messing around out here. I only got these holes filled in with soil. I'm going to plant carrots. I'm probably not going to do them in the back because the corn's going to grow up and carrots want at least a decent amount of sun, so I'll probably just do them in the front and the sides. And we'll have some more. They're like little tiny carrots, little bulb carrots that'll be growing up. Let's see. Let's just go through in order, I guess. Got a row of strawberries here in the middle of the two rows. Some cutting celery. It's actually doing okay. I thought it was going to die off, but it's doing pretty okay now. More strawberries, and that right there in the middle, as well as down there that you can't see quite as good. That's basil. Just interplanted a little bit of basil in there, and it should grow up pretty big. I'm gonna start topping it here soon, because it's starting to finally get some good foliage on it. You don't want to top them if they're, they only have like a couple leaves, because then it's more likely that it's gonna die off. But once they start growing up like into a little bush like that basil right there is, you can start topping them, and then it'll make them grow wider, so you get like a little bush of basil. And I'm going to come through with cucumbers probably today and plant them in that little open row, kind of where the basil is planted. And we'll just have to skip where the basil is because there's not enough room, to fit it in there. Got all my peppers outside. I'm not going to bother going through what all these are, but I do this year have all of them labeled. So that's good. Got mostly, there's like 8 bell peppers. I think I have 8 King Arthur bell peppers. Though that one that I just picked up, that was a beaver dam, that's a sweet pepper also. It's not a bell. It grows almost like a big jalapeno, but it's sweet, not spicy. And I got 2 of those. I think it's this one and that one right here beside each other. Let's see what this one is. Like I said, I'm not going to read all these, but we'll remind myself. Oh yeah, we got a sweet banana pepper this year. We had hot banana peppers last year. I got jalapeno. I believe I have a habanero, I got a poblano, a tobago, and a, what's the other one that I got? A Hungarian wax pepper. And most of those last ones that I named off are salsa peppers. This is a weed, I think, growing in here. Don't think that's my carrots going to flower, I hope. None of the other ones are, so I'm assuming I just have a little weed growing up. Let's see what we got here. Possible it's like a parsnip or a turnip. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell what those look like. But I mostly pruned out all of our parsnips and turnips and stuff because we didn't really like them very much. I think that might be what that was, though. Let's see. Just another one that went to seed. Might be like a... I don't know, I had a couple... No, this looks more like it is just a weed. I don't know. But yeah, I've been going through and seeding out all the stuff that we didn't really like. I don't really like turnips, parsnips, and radishes very much. So we got those out. I got some lettuce I need to come through and harvest quite a bit of it to give it some more space to grow out. But it is... One of them kind of went to flower, but it is headed up pretty nice. Like you can see, it's a pretty thick head there. Yeah. Got cabbages going right here. Also cabbages right here, these purple leaves right there. They're starting to make their heads. These ones were planted a little bit longer before that, so they're making heads a little faster. Those back there are also cabbages behind my tomatoes. And the things growing up on the stakes there are tomatoes. These ones, you can't even really see this one, but there's one of them. There's one of them right there. They're like really tiny. What happened was I didn't prune them for a while and I had so much other stuff growing over them. They started to shoot off extra tops, which you don't want because then your main top's not going to get as big. So you see I got tomatoes back there. There's one that's like the tallest thing that I have growing up there. That's a tomato. But then you got these ones up here that I think they're not the same kind of tomato, but they're similar, and they came out here about the same size, and they're just like stunted because they had all those tops growing up. So let's see what else. Corn and beans, I forgot to talk about those. Got all my cats in here. Hey dude, you know you don't want to be in here with me. You don't even like me. That's the one cat that won't really let me pet on him and stuff. Yeah, see, he's just gonna jump right over and get out of here. He's like, yeah, I'm out. This cat, he got a hurt leg, but he still likes to come to the garden and rub around. He hurt his leg somehow. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. But we thought he might, pass, but he's doing pretty good. This is like a week and a half after the fact. I'm not going to show you guys the leg. It's got a little bit of a wound on it still, but it's healing up, it does seem. It doesn't seem like he's infected or anything. I thought I wasn't going to take him to the doctor for like a surgery, like the vet for surgery, because I read online that it can cost you like a couple $1,000s, and I was like, no. Like, sorry if you guys are animal lovers, I am too, but like I wanted to do something for him, but I just really don't have the money to be doing all that. That's a lot of money. That's more than I'd spend on my own surgery, So, yeah, because I don't get surgery, basically. So on to the stuff we actually care about. We got corn and beans growing up here. The green beans I grew this year are pole beans, and you see they're starting to do their weird little thing. They're kind of wrapping around each other, unfortunately, which is kind of sad. I'll have to fix that here in a little bit. But the corn's still not growing up enough. I had a raccoon kill some of my bigger ones. Some of these ones are good enough. You see there's a pole bean wrapped around that corn, so that's good. This one's got some wrapped around it a little bit. That's only on the leaf, though. We really want it wrapped around the stalk, more like that. But they are starting to do what they're supposed to do and fix onto them, so we're doing pretty good with that. Gonna come through and plant the cucumbers, and that should just grow out into a big bush, and then I'll have all the strawberries in front, and it'll just be a big bush of like low growing, like 1 foot to 2 foot max tall stuff, and then the corn and beans will be grown up tall in the back, hopefully not competing with each other too much. I think everything in there does enjoy growing with each other. Why are you standing on my parsley? This cat was literally just standing right on top of my parsley. Okay, I'm gonna have to throw the cats out, guys. Give me 1 second. Steve, go on. Go on, Steve. Go on, Steve. Go on. Go on, Steve. Get out. Steve. Yeah, this is... The cats like me too much. Come on. Go on, buddy. Don't want to hurt you, but... I don't want you guys climbing all over everything either. Okay, there we go. I should have done that from the beginning. Nevertheless, we got more strawberries, and I have harvested some strawberries already. Most of these guys are first year strawberries, but these ones are all second year. And you can see, here's a little strawberry here. I have harvested some pretty decent sized ones, but really like next year, these guys are gonna go off really good because I didn't plant them until really late last year. So these probably still have till next year, till they really start producing as hard as they need to, because they didn't have enough time to fill in the root growth last year. But they did survive. They did overwinter really good. So I will say that strawberries in tubs, if you're in like southern Illinois region, strawberries in tubs like this big, they do pretty good. I thought I needed a big tub to do it, so I did these, and they did fairly good. So that's, you know, if you want like a cheap strawberry patch, this is pretty cheap. I just got I think the container is like $12, and I just poked holes in it and put soil in it. So it'll probably cost me, if you're gonna buy it bagged, I put a bunch of stuff in there that's like not soil, like wood, and like I hugel cultured it, and put like a bunch of wood and weeds and stuff down in there, and then some straw. So it's got like a, what do you call it, like a sponge. They call it something, but you put like a straw core. It's straw core, that's what it's called, core gardening. Yeah, so it's got like a core of wood and straw and everything. So it kind of took them a while to spread out in there, but they're doing really good. So that's a really cheap way to do it. It doesn't cost you barely any money. So yeah, strawberries, corn, beans, more strawberries. Then you've seen all the peppers. A couple more peppers here, but then there's 2 tomatoes here. These are both Roma tomatoes. There's another pepper right here too. This is also a Roma tomato, so 3 Roma tomatoes that I got here. This is a cherry tomato right here. It's getting really big. I'm kind of surprised because I didn't think they grew very tall. I thought they grew more bushy, but maybe that's the reverse. I don't know. This one is the, let's see what it's called, a Goliath. So it's going to be big beefsteak style tomatoes. Then I got parsley. That's actually curled parsley. This is sage. And then it's got a little bit of parsley in there that just made it into its tray, and it's not really affecting the sage too bad, so it's fine. This is fennel. We got regular parsley. That's flat leaf Italian parsley. I got some more rosemary because my rosemary wasn't growing in very good. There's my rosemary on the other side. So I got some big rosemary from the thing. Everybody always says to just go ahead and get them from the nursery because rosemary takes a long time to grow in. Chives. Dill. This is thyme, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Thyme, yep. Look, I know what herbs are. Basil, obviously. That's another parsley back there, isn't it? Or is that something else? That's flat leaf parsley. That's cilantro. I forgot cilantro kind of looks like parsley a little bit. And this one is oregano, right? I got one herb back there trying to go to flower. Oh, here we go. Yep, Greek oregano, so I was right on that one. Look, guys, I'm good at this. And then the ones in the back are, the one on the left that you can see in the very back there is, I believe, peppermint, and the other one is catnip. And then this one over here is summer savory, which I wouldn't have known if I couldn't see the label. Or I would have just done it by process of elimination, I guess. So yeah, that's all the herbs. Got another pepper back there. I just got the pepper spread out. All the herbs are going to go somewhere different. These herbs right here are not going to stay here. But this is just, they're growing out just fine here in the sun. So I just left them out here like that. But I got to make myself a little bit better of a walkway. So I'm going to have to move a couple of either these peppers or those, probably a couple of those peppers too, and mash them back in there. And then, let's see. Got a couple of lettuces growing up that aren't doing very good that I just let them grow just to see what they were going to do. And actually this one's kind of starting to turn into a headed lettuce. I don't know. I think the the moisture content over here is not very good. This is also a lettuce. I know it looks like some kind of weird weed, but it is a lettuce. I got it in a kaleidoscope blend of lettuce. So a bunch of different kinds. My carrots growing up pretty good. These are onions, and they are going to trying to go to seed right now, which isn't ideal, but I'll just pull those off and we'll eat those. Along with, I got a bunch of garlic scapes back there that I got to pull off. I believe this is more basil right here. I think it's a different variety of basil. It looks a little different. Tomatoes. I think that these are both celebrities right here. And I think back here is my, all these are, got a little fertilizer on the leaves. All these are my pasting tomatoes. I think most of them are San Marzanos. Let's see what these are. These are the Sweet Million, and the one of these is the Brandywines. The Sweet Million obviously getting super big, so I guess that is what the cherry tomatoes do, because it is also another cherry tomato, which I probably don't need, but whatever. It looks like I have some clover growing up under this cabbage, which is fine. I'll let it grow in, because it's whatever. It's gonna be hard to get it out anyway. Big carrot leaves there. You guys pretty much already saw this. This is just cabbage and carrots. This is more cabbage, and then that in the middle is Swiss chard, which didn't do very good because it was all covered up with other stuff that I eventually got out of there. I kind of went a little crazy and seeded too much stuff. It's mostly because I seeded stuff. And then, oh, and this is my raccoon trap, because I've had a raccoon getting in and out. It is a live trap, so I will not hurt any animals, don't worry. Except for when I catch the raccoon, I'm gonna hurt it. But not the dogs and cats though. We're gonna make sure that they don't get hurt. So yeah, like I said, this is all lettuce, cabbage, carrots. This is an amalgamation of lettuce, Swiss chard. That over there is beets or something. I can't remember what those are. There's some kind of, I'm pretty sure they're a root veg. I don't know. There's something over there that are leafy. There's onions and carrots and tomatoes, and then in the back, these guys, a bunch of peas. I got a bunch of peas that I'm going to try to harvest today. See, they look pretty good. This one looks really nice and fat. There's quite a few of them towards the middle to bottom of the plant that are ready to harvest, and I'm going to get those out of there today, and we're going to eat them. And then I'm also going to harvest up some garlic scapes today. Maybe those onion tops, and we're gonna eat those too. It's gonna be great. And then I got a little bit of leftover spinach, but we ate quite a bit of spinach, and then I threw away a bunch because it went to seed too fast. I got leeks also all in those beds. I didn't really say that because you can't really even see them, but they are right here, and they're starting to. Let's see. So, you know, you got a pretty couple decent leek stalks here that are starting to go. Not huge, but they're decent sized. They'll be edible. And some more Swiss chard and more lettuce, bunch of onions and stuff. And yeah, but basically all those beds are like carbon copies of each other. They all have basically the same stuff in them. Tomatoes. Yeah. So that's it on that. Oh yeah, my lemon tree. Got a Meyer lemon tree right here. I can't tell. I don't know if that's, I've not seen it make new leaves yet, so I'm thinking that's new leaves, not like flowers or something. But yeah, it's been growing in pretty nice, doing pretty good out here. Some stuff that I tore out earlier because some lettuce that was trying to go to flower, so I just tore its flowering head off. This is all just strawberries and then some basil. I might have planted a couple more herbs in there, but I can't remember what they are. This is strawberries. This is my girlfriend's plant thing. A little wilty today because it hasn't rained. This thing's like thirsty for water all the time, so I'll have to water that in a second. Then we got a Nanking cherry back here. One of my cornelian cherry. This is a cornelian cherry. One of my Nanking cherries died off, and I still have two more Nanking cherries, and they're like in the midst of that brush, but they're growing, so that's something. My other cornelian is right back here with that stake growing up. It's right to the left of the stake, and it's got like the nice branchy pattern there. And then here's all my onions and stuff that I have outside of the garden. I got a couple cabbages in there now because I just didn't have enough space to plant them. I actually have enough space to plant a couple things back there. I don't know what. This is all my garlic, and I think my raccoon got in here and messed them up. Either that or it just rained way too hard on it, so they kind of fell over. And here's all my scapes. See that? A lot of scapes. So I'm probably going to go through and peel all those scapes off. That way the garlic can bulb up nicer. If you pull your scapes off, it's supposed to make them, you know, divert the energy back to the bulb. So, yep, that's it for the garden. You know, I don't know. Well, you guys tell me if you think it looks good. I think it looks not too shabby. I'm definitely not an expert yet, and I'm doing this too. I'm going to run water line to everything. I'm in the process of, see, I got like the first connection hooked up, and what I started to do was stake it down into these holes. So it'd be like right here. I had it running up to here from my water tank to supply water to everything, and I was going to run soaker hose through the middle. Well, what happened is I started to stake it down, and the stakes wouldn't stake because the soil level was too far down in these blocks. So I had to get some more soil in there, and then I'm going to go through and maybe compress it down a little bit and put the stakes in. I'm going to plant some carrots in there too. So I gotta make sure I have the hose far back and the carrots far forward and stuff like that to make sure the carrots get a nice little area to grow up. But they should grow up easily around the hose. Peach tree, it did drop a few peaches, but I got told that I should be trimming off some of them, pruning off some of them. So I'm actually kind of glad that it dropped a few of them. This top branch is fucking bending, but it has 3 big peaches on it. I probably need to go ahead and stake this dude up. But yeah, it's got, I don't know, like 10 good-sized peaches on it now that it dropped all the small fruit off of it. Nectarine doing good. Nectarine doing good here too. Pawpaws both growing. All the grapes on this side, the seedless grapes, are all growing. They're not all doing as good as other ones, but they are all growing. Let's see what we got. You guys see that? Some raspberries growing on there. Just a little bunch. That's the jostaberry. This was supposed to be another jostaberry. I don't know what the fuck it actually is. And the elderberries did not grow. So it is those are the only things that didn't do good. I think I got them off of Gurney's and people told me not to. So, you know, it is what it is. I just bought them so I could get free shipping. And I was like, I want something else to make a shrub barrier, a hedge. And so I just got those. This is cherry trees right here, all through there. They're not growing the greatest, but they're growing okay. I'm making this a pretty low maintenance occasion. I'm not going to be one of these guys out here working on this every day unless I quit my job or lose my job or something, because I have a job and I have too much stuff going on to be out here every day messing with it. But got some little apples growing. Here's the big apples. This is a Haralson apple. This is my honeydew right here, or not my Honeycrisp right here. I wonder if that Haralson apple, it's like the ancestor of Honeycrisp. So I wonder if it's just not bred out as much and it just thrives no matter where you put it, probably. That's usually how it goes. We got some blackberries growing here. No, this is raspberries, but these are growing pretty good. Got a couple berries growing on the blackberry over there too. I'll just show you in a second. These guys are the thornless raspberries. They're ground cover, and they're kind of growing in a little bit. We'll see how they do. And then I got my wild blackberries, which are over here. And they're really starting to come in nice. So I know the raccoons are going to be exploring over here. You see they're all grown on this too. Oh no, that's not blackberries. What is this? Because I thought it was vined on this, but that's actually just growing off the tree. So we've got a tree of unknown. No, there is a vine on this. Yeah, look, right here. Those have to be blackberries, right? Interesting. We also have a bunch of honeysuckle growing in. See, I'm really not sure if those are blackberries or not on this tree. It's hard to tell. There is a vine growing up it. But then you got over here, this is definitely some blackberries growing. I know for sure. Growing right up in the honeysuckle. Yeah, so the grapes are doing good. Apple's doing good. I'm glad I actually have those wild blackberries because it'll make my blackberries pollinate better. And look at my blackberries. Got a couple coming in, guys. Got a couple coming in. A couple more down there on the lower side. This is the blueberry. It doesn't have any blueberries growing on it yet. This one also does not. I could have swore one of them did have blueberries growing on it though, actually. But I'm not sure. I gotta weed eat all this up and put down some more fabric over there to keep it all down. Cranberries doing pretty good. And then here's all the seeded grapes coming in pretty nicely. These are all Concords. And that's about it, guys. Still a work in progress because I haven't got all this mulch down. But I also don't have a big enough truck to transport it all at once. So I've been grabbing it in loads. But I got it most of the way done now. So, yeah, just keep your eyes open. When I get the complete orchard, I'll do another video and let you guys check out how it looks. Enjoy your day. Hopefully you guys do some gardening and stuff. Peace.